Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host Matrix Lord 212 and I'm with Vaughn. What's up, Vaughn?
What's up?
All right, so we got some Doctor Who news about Murray Gold's soundtrack for Series 9 of Doctor Who. It's going to be released on April 27th. And we have, this is just Series 9, not Series 10. So you could probably purchase it. I guess they're going to be available. I'm not sure whether they're going to be available yet, but I'm sure you can buy it online. So it's a long time in coming. I mean, there's 4 CDs, a lot of material on here. So that's the news. That's it.
Yeah.
What do you got, Vaughn?
I have nothing actually. Just people still complain about people in their conventions getting paid a lot, but you know what?
Yeah, see, this is the thing about conventions. We've talked about this many times. People like the whole purpose of conventions is, yes, the actors and actresses are supposed to interact with the fans, but they're supposed to make money.
Yeah.
And to me, nobody should really be complaining about Christopher Eccleston, because for years people wanted Christopher Eccleston to be part of conventions. Now, what is he charging? Like $90, $100?
Yeah, lower than what certain I don't even know if he's.
Well, why don't you say the person? I mean, I said Patrick Stewart before.
Okay. Well, Ben Affleck is charging $250 for autographs.
$250 to take a picture with Batman.
Yeah. So I mean, that's damn well. I mean, if you look at what Capaldi and them are charging, that's way cheaper. And I do understand.
Well, that's way more expensive.
It's way more expensive than
what they're charging.
Yeah. I do understand people can't afford these. I understand that. But if you can't afford them, you don't go. Don't go. That's basically it. Don't even put yourself in financial strain like that.
First of all, anybody that goes to the convention, all right, they go with money. I mean, you're not going to spend. It's not going to be cheap. All right. Anytime you go to a convention, anytime you go to a signing, anytime you do any of this stuff, you do spend money. So to say that, oh my God, I had to spend so much money, you had intention to spend the money. When you went there.
Exactly.
So this is all a falsehood. It says Christopher Eccleston's fans are against him. No, I'm a Christopher Eccleston fan, and I'm not against him charging $90.
No,
I'm all for it.
I mean, that's way cheaper than some of the guests I have seen charge for theirs. And I mean.
And listen, people want to charge more money, okay, but you know what though? Stop the hate against Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi. I mean, that's absurd. I think there's people out there that are complaining that are just not. I mean, that's going to be very controversial if I say anything about it, but I think they shouldn't really be complaining. I think they should be complaining about other things.
There's a lot, yeah.
I mean, look, tomorrow I have to go to a signing, and I know you're going to spend money in a book signing. Right. I mean, that's like, you don't just go there like, hi, Yeah. So it's probably more than a regular trip. But you know what? I know what I'm getting into. And again, I go into the place, it's free, but to get the books, it's not, of course. But Dan Slott's an awesome guy. He's not charging anything.
Exactly.
He's just going to sign the books for you. So, of course, you can buy a book. Yeah. But, of course, I'm not going to buy one book and have him sign it. So, I mean, whatever. But the thing is that when you come to these conventions, these actors, they charge money, $100, $150, $200, $250,000 with 2 doctors and a picture. I mean, you know that you have to go to money to conventions. Just like when you're going on vacation, it's not like you're gonna have $10 when you're on vacation. You're gonna be having thousands. I mean, this is what it is. I've been on vacation before, so I've been to conventions before, and I spent a good piece of change. When I planned to go to WrestleMania that time, I spent a lot of money, especially for the tickets, and you're gonna spend a lot of money. Just like when I went to the Kiss concert back in the day. I bought this, I bought this. Come on. You know what you're spending. You know you're going there to spend money. So you're not forced to buy everything.
No.
So I just wish that people chill out.
I don't see why they think that actors are entitled to them. Like they owe them something. They don't owe you anything.
No. It's very lucky he's going to be there at all.
Exactly. So I mean, if we can get out of head that actors don't owe us anything, we support them. That's what we do. That's how we give back. We support them in everything they do, and they have to do what they have to do, because at the end of the day, they have to put food on the table.
Exactly.
Point blank. So some people have to get out of their head that actors owe them something.
No, not at all.
Capaldi damn sure don't owe me anything. Matter of fact, I owe him a lot because, it's Capaldi. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that when you are an actor, you spend more money too. I mean, anytime they go to certain things, they have to spend tons of money. They have to wear all these different attire and different things. Of course, they're going to have more money than us, and they're going to buy bigger houses, and they're going to have different things, and but they have a life like we have a life. They put their kids through college. They do everything, and it ain't cheap for them, and it ain't cheap for us. But you know what though? We're grateful. I'm grateful for Chris Beckson being the doctor. I'm grateful for him to be at conventions.
Yeah.
And if he was here, I'd be there.
It's a stepping stone, because no telling if this convention, people gotta understand, it's his first convention.
Yeah.
It depends on how well y'all treat them at the convention. Because technically, I think regional, in terms of I know they're gonna say New York Comic-Con was Capaldi's first one, but if you're talking about straight up convention with no publicity or anything like that, just minor publicity with cameras. Here's the thing. I don't consider San Diego and New York traditional conventions. I could see they are publicity stunts, basically. But to be big with the first actual convention that he went to was Fan Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And that laid the way for him to do multiple regional conventions because of how well he was treated at Fan Expo.
Right.
And how the staff treated him. And that positivity can lead, if they do the same with Eckerson. Eckerson would go on to do other conventions because it's a safe space for them.
But if there's going to be an angry mom with pitchforks and lighting it up and screaming at him, he ain't going to do anything. So, let alone a special, 5 years from now or 10 years from now, for Doctor Who. No. So treat them the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
With respect. And thank you for your service. Being the doctor for 1 year, I mean, we were grateful. And that's the end of it. The problem is, Vaughn, that there's no news.
Yeah.
And people want to complain, or they're making fake stories about people complaining. Chris Beckleson fans are complaining. No, not Chris Beckleson fans. Don't make it like all his fans are complaining.
Or they go on forums and start complaining with each other and start hate wars against each other, basically. I mean, it's just a time and a place for that, but it's just no, you have to, this comes back to my point. They should have did a special if they knew they was going to be out for a year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too much idleness going on. It's too much lack of communication, lack of material. Everything we get so far is what the hell are you doing? Are you thinking straight? And, it makes you wonder,
Yeah. I wonder why and how these people run the show the way they do.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? Where's the marketing? Why they do this? Why they do that? It seems like it gets worse and worse and worse every time.
Case in point, I'm going to Fan Expo this weekend.
Yes.
I've been trying to get stuff because I'm making a con bag, which is basically different fandoms on my bag, the buttons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Hot Topic again. No Doctor Who. Went to a fandom shop. No Doctor Who. Just a little small amount of Doctor Who. And it's not big anymore. I mean, the person at this Hot Topic, I went to a lot of Hot Topics, and they did not have zero to no Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I'm if y'all ain't gonna merchandise Capaldi, which is a damn shame, you should at least merchandise Tennant or Smith or somebody, a past doctor. They're not doing that. They say they don't know when they're going to get it.
And the problem is the buildup now, because you fell behind and you made these people starving for merchandise.
Yeah.
When you do have merchandise, they may not want to carry it because you starved them for merchandise.
Exactly.
In other words, when Toys was popular, if they wanted Doctor Who stuff and you didn't give them hardly anything, and now you want to push 13 Doctor, they're not going to carry it because they'll be like, well, you screwed us over. Exactly. Hot Topic too. Hot Topic, they change this stuff all the time. So if they designated Doctor to 8 feet and then you give them like 1 foot because you give them nothing to do, they're not going to promote. They may not promote you at launch. You know, so you run the risk of pissing people off. That's why you got to have a good working relationship with your vendors or your whatever, like your team. You know, you carry their stuff and like, you know, all year long. Like now it's like you were going to probably lose like a lot of people. And I think Chibnall, I'm worried about his attitude towards it because he's probably just like, well, it's a UK thing.
It's not
and not even, I'm thinking that's the way it's going to be. Oh, we don't need to promote it in America. We promote it at home. No, you need to promote it here because
God forbid they have BBC America promote stuff, because the way they run Doctor Who here it's damn near unwatchable.
Oh God! Anytime I'm watching BBC America, I'm like dreading it because you're into it, you're watching it, and then for some stupid reason during a commercial break. It comes on, you think it's Doctor Who, and it's like 10 minutes ahead of what you were watching.
Yeah.
And you're like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like,
yes, because you remember
get the fuck out of here.
You remember on Capaldi's ones, they always show a segment that was like a
way ahead.
A spoiler alert.
And I'm like, you fucking bastards. Like, they don't know, they don't get it. And BBC America back in the day cut the shit to pieces. So if you didn't watch the original version, let's say you're watching The Doctor, Widow, and the Wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
They cut that pawn thing to pieces. You didn't even know what was happening.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember.
And you're like, wait, what? They're hugging? Why are they hugging? They didn't have a whole scene before that? So, yeah. Or they even cut the scene where Donna Noble told the Doctor, the lieutenant, with the Rachnos, you can stop now. They cut that whole scene out.
Yes, indeed.
And it's like, are you kidding me? So, don't even get me started with BBC America. Like, I know you want to have extra commercials, but make Doctor Who the whole full length that it is without uncut.
Exactly. They should not have commercials doing that show because and then the shows that they have running behind it gets messed up too. Because Orphan Black got hit hard with the last season. Like, you have to wait 2 minutes. Or Class.
Class, I don't know what the hell they would do with that.
That thing pissed me off so bad because I was watching Oxygen and it might have been Oxygen, where they always tell you that they go like at the end, like they already like 5 or 6 minutes over time.
Yes, you have to reprogram your DVR.
Yeah.
To go 5 or 10 minutes extra, or when you record Class after, you got to watch that part. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, you have to watch the first segment of Class to get to the ending of Doctor Who. What the hell was that about?
But you know what it is? It's across the board. You want to know why? Because back in the day, they knew what they were doing. They were so into their work, knowing by the second when to click onto each show. This day and age, you got generation or 2 or 3 after that don't give a shit. And you go to program it, and you have to freaking program it extra because these idiots constantly go over. And it's not just BBC America. It was when I was watching Bates Motel. I was having a heart attack that I missed the last minute or two that you had to record the show after. They all do it because they're people that just not 100% good at their job like they used to be back in the day.
And that's what worries me about what's going on with the new episode, because they're supposed to be 50 minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be 1 hour and 20 minutes in our time, because that's going to add.
They're going to have an hour and a half or more.
Yeah.
They're probably going to have like 2 hours. Yeah. It's going to be 2 hours because it's going to start like 9 o'clock, and then they're going to have all those commercials, and it will be over at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Because it's not True 50, which I'm saying if they're going to do True 50, they need to have it uncut. Basically, run the damn thing all the way through to the end. Who wants to know about depression pills all the time? They can go to the last part of that. I mean, nobody's going to be so upset if they don't see that commercial.
Another thing, too, is the first time it's aired on BBC America, it's uncut.
Yeah.
Every other time it's cut.
Yeah.
So, just buy the DVD, Blu-ray.
Exactly.
4K, whatever.
This They just need to do, the point being, they need to do house cleaning on both sides. Like they need to do house clean BBC. They need house clean on BBC America too.
Oh, they need to do beyond that. Now BBC Worldwide is BBC Studios.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So there's other things going on behind the background we don't know about, and also that what they do is supposedly, and this is the big thing, that they have all the missing episodes, and what they do is they release the animated thing.
Yeah.
You get the animated thing, and then a year later they come out with another version. So they get you to buy it twice or 3 times. Just put out the damn version. We'll buy it once, but now it's cha-ching.
Is the lost episodes, is this Troughton and Hartnell, or is this Hartnell?
From what I understand, they didn't make any announcements yet, but it's it's been spread around that they have somebody has every single episode there is.
Are you serious?
And then they'd be like, oh, we got another version of Enemy of the World, and it's like, what? Oh, we got another version of Web of Fear. Like, what? You know, we got the Web. So it's like, you know, they put these things out, you know, the animated, and the next thing you know, like we had Power of the Daleks, right? We bought it, the animated part, right? They'll come out with the real version next year. Oh, and I'll be like, oh, you got to buy it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll be like, well, look, you get it's something new, you get the animated. No, man, I want the original thing. If I get the original thing, I don't want the animated thing if I don't have to.
Exactly.
They don't get it.
There's somebody been sitting on those tapes for a long, long time, waiting to do a money grab with them, because you know they're gonna pay out for whoever has the complete copies of those tapes.
It's like back in the day, I have like multiple copies of Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, right? And all the copies of Army of Darkness I have, right? I had to get in the comic book convention the bootleg to get the alternate endings. That nowadays they put it in there, right?
Right.
But there was an alternate ending where he woke up in the far future and he was bearded and everything. He's like, I missed it, the whole thing. And then there was another one, another alternate ending. So, like, even I had to get the alternate ending of Aliens, the original Fantastic Four movie. I mean, you couldn't get that unless you went to a convention, you know? Yeah. Because you're not supposed to have it anyway. They were selling it, you know? But nowadays, it will take forever, and then they'll finally put out a special edition. Like, Friday the 13th, supposedly the Japanese version has more minutes, like, super uncut. That our version didn't have or something. And then it's like, then it was rumored the longest time that there was an extended Jedi battle on Tatooine in Phantom Menace of Qui-Gon and Darth Maul. And it was like an extended battle, like longer. You know, and then they cut it to pieces to where it was like that. You know? And it's like, well, why don't you release the stuff already? You know, it's just like, you'll release a version, then another year, another version. Is like, you're greedy. And you're like milking people, like people really don't want to buy. Like, look, if I had the VHS, it's like up in the air. Do I buy the DVD version? Probably. But then you got the Blu-ray. Then you got the 4K. You got all this stuff. You don't want to buy multiple versions of this half the time.
Because it's
Doctor Who. We need one version, please.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. It's like it gets expensive, you know, and that's the whole thing. It's like we want Doctor Who. Stop it where you're saying you don't have the episodes and then you're doing the animated, right? Because then next year you come out with the real version. It's like, come on now. Why are you holding on to it? Just release it. Stop it with the excuses. Stop it with the whatever, because they're like, people remember flat out people lied about Jodie Whittaker. Oh, it's not a female doctor. Absolutely not. There is. It's like they lie through their teeth.
Yeah.
Don't lie through your teeth. Do it for the fans. Don't stop being. Even sometimes companies, you can't be freaking greedy money-wise. Just put out the missing episodes. Pick a time. You know, like now would be an ideal time because Doctor Who's not on now. So what you do is end of April, end of May, end of June, end of July, end of August, end of September. Stop.
Exactly.
Doctor Who's released October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and you release it every single month. Or not even every single month. If you don't want to release it like that, because you don't think people have money, or like, because this is another thing now. They judge people with economy, and they think, oh, people don't have it.
Yeah.
Then don't release it every month. Release it every couple months.
Yeah. Just give us something. That's all we asking, because this is ridiculous. This is like the worst. Y'all just couldn't deal with the fact that Capaldi won another season, and then this is how you do it. He's like, oh well, we're just gonna let him go, and then we're gonna do this major transition, and then we're gonna make people wait for a year to get the new ones out while we try to get our shit together. It doesn't work that way, people. You are a brand. If you keep doing this way, you definitely gonna lose viewers, because viewers ain't gonna take no more of this shit. They
When I worked in retail, they always talked to me about supply and demand.
Yeah.
Right? People want a demand for it, you give it to them. Now, you don't give them too much, because if you give it too much, you oversaturate the market, and then it's like clearances. You know, like everybody can get it then. You want to create a demand for it, but you don't want to make people starving either.
Exactly.
Right now, you're making people starving in Doctor Who. So now, how are you going to build up Doctor Who if nobody can go in a store and buy Doctor Who right now in America? Nothing new. So now, how do you expect to build it here? Like when you're not even building it now? This is a constant thing. You don't just let it go for 7 months, 8 months. Every month, you got to continue with it. Like, you don't just say, oh, we're ready now, here's the stuff. No. And the problem is that because this is so effing secretive, that we can't get shit about it, they technically can't release any action figures.
No, they can't.
Until after the series is over. Because that has to be that way. So then, okay, if you're not going to release it, then put out Titans or other stuff of other things. How about a Peter Capaldi, Davros box set?
Exactly. Wouldn't it be so cool if that happened?
A Missy and the Master and Bill Potts as a Cyberman with Peter Capaldi and Nardo box sets. Like, do box sets.
Or you could have used this time to secretly develop, not that BS mobile game y'all have, but a legit Doctor Who PS4 game. You had the amount of time to do that. At least say, hey, we know that we're going to be on for a year. We are developing a PS4 game where you can play all the Doctors in different time. It's going to
Listen, you could do a Peter Capaldi video game.
Exactly.
Where many times if you're playing Resident Evil or something, there's puzzles and stuff, right? So the Doctor would go, it would be the same type of graphics as a Resident Evil or something like that, or a Call of Duty or something, and you're going through the rooms, you're figuring out puzzles, and then if you had to do boards where you're doing side scrolls, he has a sonic screwdriver, and he uses that. Or the companion, or you could be members of Unit with the machine guns. Like, you imagine doing a Call of Duty game, right? Where it's Call of Duty Dalek Invasion of Earth, right?
Yeah.
And you are the Unit military going after the Daleks or the Cybermen or whatever. Do you imagine how incredible that type of game would be? If you had a Call of Duty Doctor Who Unit game?
I tell you, I would
Holy crap.
I would buy a first-person game if that happens, because that would be the best.
Holy crap. That would be your Doctor Who spin-off game.
Exactly.
Where you could do a game of Doctor Who Universe, but with Unit. And then you could have Kate Stewart's voice in there and Osgood and different things. You know, you could have guest people. You could do companions. Then you could do stuff in there. Heck, you could even do stuff tied with Coal Hill School. And you could get, you know, Ian Chesterton and Carolyn Ford, like, you know, and like all of them to basically voice over their parts.
Exactly. I mean, why not? But you know what? They're too lazy for that. It's just too much for them to ask for a PS4 game or an Xbox game, because that takes so much time. But no, yet you want to take your time trying to do a full-on turnover and waste other
You have so many fans you don't even realize. Like, Robert Downey Jr. went to an award show. He had the sonic screwdriver the whole damn time with him.
Exactly.
Like, you know, even Chris Hemsworth and you know, Tom Hiddleston, they're Doctor Who fans. Like, you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. It's like people love Doctor Who. They're starving for it.
Yes.
Put it out.
God.
See,
this is the thing.
They should have had, listen, when that whole finale came out, afterwards, there should have been T-shirts with Missy and the Master on it.
Yeah.
There should be, listen, and everybody's like, oh my God, where did you get that mug? I made it. Like, my mug. You seen? How great would that be? You would make so much money. That's for me. I mean, Peter Capaldi with the Mondazzi inside. Oh my God. Put the merchandise out.
You know how much merchandise was sold? They had that line with the Titan line.
Oh my God! Do you know if I did the merchandising for BBC, like I created, and like that mug that I created, was mass produced, everybody would buy that mug. Everybody would buy that. Those two mugs.
And you can do posters. You can even produce a Titan set or a Titan figure with the Madassi, like the Madassi and Madassi and Bill. With holding the doctor. You could have
had a dress up thing with Bill, and then you put the cyber suit on her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should be doing the merchandise.
Exactly, because they don't know what they're doing. I hope that they're not banking on that's the thing.
You could have had the truth, even though the episode 3 part sucked. You could have had the play set where they would have put Missy in the prison with that whole thing with the friggin' the prison thing, and you could have had that whole play set. You could have had the Truth Monks. You could have had Nardole figure. You could have had damn man, the possibilities are endless. What they could have done.
My question to BBC is, why did a American game like Lego did Doctor Who better than what y'all doing? Right. Why did they storyline made more sense than about 5 or 6 episodes of y'all series?
You know how long I was like, oh, I wish I would see the day where they would have the Doctor and Doc Brown from Back to the Future, like, together.
Oh, they did. It's epic.
Amazing.
It's epic. Oh, it's so epic in dimension. Like, God, I have Doc Brown. I have Doc Brown and Truff Doctor together, and they're a team. So Robin and Bros.
This is what you need to do. You need to make they should do a Minecraft Doctor Who thing, type of thing, where you're building stuff, right? They should do a Call of Duty unit, right? They should do a Doctor Who where he's doing puzzles and different things, and then cinematic screens and stuff, and with animation.
Or do something like a Drake parkour type game where you have to. I don't know how athletic that would be, but like a Tomb Raider thing where he has to go into different places to find certain objects, like the Key of Time or something like that. I mean, there's avenues, but the problem with BBC is that I can't get a handle because
one more thing. You know that game No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
You know how they messed up or whatever, but then there's like you could be playing the game, there's always something new until you're dead. And there's even more than that. You imagine doing a TARDIS type of No Man's Sky where you're having the TARDIS go freaking anywhere like that in space. Amazing. They could have did that too.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
No.
I wanted to get it off before I forgot it. But.
Yeah. I was about to say something about oh God, I don't know what I was about to say. But
they did one set of Titans with Eccleston, right?
They did, yeah.
They could have did so much more. They could have did so much more stuff with that.
This is my point about the whole thing. It's about the fact that Capaldi said something very intelligent. I mean, not saying that he ain't, but he said the truth. Why in the hell are y'all starting from the back end of this marketing thing? We all need to be starting from the front. If y'all banking y'all whole marketing thing on the appearance of Jodie Whittaker, then sir, y'all wrong. Because that's not going to help marketing at all. Because Jodie, like every other doctor, is going to have certain fans for her. She's going to have a certain market. She's not going to, unfortunately, some people probably ain't going to like her still after she appears. So you need to cater to all doctors because some doctors are still tenants.
I'm going to tell you something right now, and people are going to be shocked by what I have to say, but I'm going to say it, and I don't care because we're not scripted. I don't care about what people think of me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to make a Matrix Lord prediction like I usually do, and a lot of times I'm right. I'm going to tell you right now, coming in 2019, Christopher Eccleston joins Big Finish with Billy Piper and John Barrowman in the Ninth Doctor's Adventures. You watch just like David Tennant.
I will back you up on that because
you know what? I'm bet you it's gonna happen. I bet you he's gonna be filming it now or in a little while. They're gonna do that, and the sales are gonna go through the freaking roof.
And you know what? Once again, BBC gonna have egg on their face because Big Finish knows how to write scripts better than what they writers do.
They're doing a lot of exciting stuff lately that's even getting me interested. Where I'm like, whoa, I want to listen to that. I started buying the Tennant stuff, so
I'm telling you, because with the Sixth Doctor, that's really where Sixth and Eighth Doctor. That's where you see how they work. They turn those characters around.
Oh God, I guarantee you, they will have 3 stories from Christopher Eccleston's Ninth Doctor, and then every year they'll do like a new. Because now Tennant is up to, he did 2 things already, right? So now the next thing I predict is David Tennant's going to be with Freeman Agyeman, and they'll probably do like a 3rd season of David Tennant's 10th Doctor Adventures. I'm predicting that, or John Barrowman, or whatever. But
can you imagine that their Big Finish multi-doctor thing? It would be huge because you then have hopefully Capaldi, Tennant.
Oh my God.
Tennant, Smith, and
I'm going to tell you, you would have a better chance of seeing. The first thing you would see would be Capaldi with Christopher Eccleston. First. First. I'm telling you. So.
I'm telling you that.
All these copycats will come out after, but I'm telling you right now, Christopher Eccleston is going to do the Big Finish. He's going to do it in 2019. Boom, you're going to have his first season or whatever in Big Finish, and it's going to be amazing. And they got Billy Piper ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you'll probably get Jim Louise Coleman in there, too.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a double team. So you know if he goes in, she's going with him.
And I'm sure they'll do a thing sort of off of with the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker and Romana, where he's in, where is he with the gondola? And they used it for the 5th Doctor. I bet you they'll do a thing with Clara, with Capaldi, some unknown adventures you didn't see.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Because the way Big Finish work is that there are different time periods. There's the time, there's different gaps. So, 8th through 9th will have its own gap. 9th through 10th will have its own gap. And it might be some in the middle, but they usually do from gaps between seasons. So, just like the 6th Doctor had the Lost season, that was his first season, the gap, and then that Lost season.
They might even explain why she was flipping out to throw the keys in the lava generally.
Exactly,
why was she upset? Maybe she was pregnant. Maybe they didn't reveal that.
I still think there was a pregnancy involved.
Me too.
And I think that also, in hindsight, it's 2020, apparently, that she might have been in love with both of them.
Been in love with what, Capaldi? Yeah, she was in love with Capaldi too.
Yeah, she was in love. Yeah.
I saw her. He grew on her tremendously.
Because
that's why she says, this is for us and only us to know, and she whispered in his ear. Yeah.
And it's just a scene when they both lied to each other. This is the end of Death in Heaven. I think that was the one. It's the very last. It's the season finale of 8.
Yeah.
Where they sitting at the table and they, revealing that's her first exit. By the way, that you can't even count that because she stayed on.
I know, that was terrible. And then you had Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. So she's at the table, and the look of her when she tells her to go off and be a king was just devastating.
Or a queen.
He was like, oh yeah, a queen, yeah. That's I think 9 through 10 something happened. He started getting really feminine in the 10th. But you see this look of pure devastation goes on her face when he said, "Me and Danny will be all right."
Yeah.
You see that break in her heart. I'm like,
oh my God, destroyed. Moffat was all over the place. And the whole thing is that even Missy said, he's still alive. Why don't you freaking save him? Danny Pink. That's what gets me. It's I just wish, because he has you, have it set that she's so in love with Danny Pink. What's up, Scott? We're doing a real Whovians cast. Yeah. Moffat is so set that she's so in love with Danny Pink. He's got post-its all over. They're going to get married. They're going to have kids. They're going to be whatever because the future they have kids and grandkids and whatever. And then he'd make it like, oh, she wasn't really for him. No. Doctors, no. Don't pay attention to anything I wrote.
Oh, God. Season 10 was weird, though, man. They had Creeper Doctor in there.
Yeah.
When he goes back and try to build relationship with the mother. And it's just so, because he had to get the pictures because that was his gift to her.
That was weird.
Yeah.
He goes back and had to befriend her mother and have a relationship with her to get those pictures. And she because I guess she didn't like taking pictures, which honestly I don't need her. But
he got her to take pictures.
Yeah. And I was like, how the hell do you get? I was like,
and he's gonna die anyway, so it's like,
yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? How dark do you want this show?
That was weird.
But that was like creeper mode, unless because if she was so.
Well, when he was turning, you thought he was gonna be with the truth monkey. You're like, what?
I really wanted that to go through. Yes, I really wanted that to go through. See. Here's the thing. I wanted him to be a rogue doctor. And that, I was like, if y'all was going to do it, y'all should have did him when he turned on her. I was like, y'all could have did an episode.
It would have been so much better in certain things. And then it's got,
I was
now you're doing like, only Bill Potts can save the day.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, oh my God, you could have done so much. You could have had like one episode where she forms a team to go up against him because he has turned.
Past companions.
Or something to find out.
Well, she asked Nardole, and you know what you could have did? You could have brought River in there because Nardole could have looked at her diary, knew where she was at that time period, and called her that River, and basically, there you go. So she could have helped out too. That would have been.
I mean, that would have been, would have been the money maker. That's how you would.
Then you could have had River. And you could have had Missy maybe, or they could have had them interact.
And this could have been like it could have been like in part 1 where the timeline starts to switch. Could have been part 1. Part 2 was dealing with the timeline, and the whole full episode would be them in this alternate universe. Bill forming the team, the doctor planning stuff with the monks, trying to take over different parts of the world.
That would have been a good season as well.
And 3 would have been the conclusion where everything just wraps up. That's how you do an actual 3-parter.
The doctor gets the whole first.
Right.
Then they pick a team during the end of the first, but they have the true team in the second, and then resolution in the
like all the stuff Moffat did, the only thing that's like, I mean, not that he did, other writers did it, but the thing that's not canon anymore is Kill the Moon. Yeah. It's canon, but it's not canon. You want to know why? Because they flat out said, oh, no, the moon is the moon. So what they probably are going to use, what they probably mean, like, how is that if that was supposed to be the moon? Now, the moon never was that thing. They're probably using the excuse that we have today that, Earth has 2 moons or 3 moons or stuff that looks like the moon, but it's not really the moon.
Yeah.
And that's how they explain the egg, whatever. Like, the moon's always been there. They just don't know that they have other moons or what stupid things. But the other thing was they showed it in what was it, the Ice Warrior thing or something was not canon. No. Like the moon is the moon. It's like whatever.
The man said the moon is an egg. I was like, oh God.
I would have been like, what? Who are you having writing this stuff? I mean, when they previewed it looked so good with the creatures.
Yeah.
And then you ruined it.
And then he said, Kabata was like, I had to fight a fake spider the whole time. I was like, he was like, where the spiders are? And it's like, there's a spider.
Well, I know he probably wanted to fight the spiders because John Pertwee, battle the spiders. So it's like, it's like.
Would have been a good, now that could have been a good thing. They could have had some rogue spiders from that season.
Well, the Arachnos
being on the moon.
This is begs the question: why are we writing perfect scripts for this season when the actual people couldn't even? Okay, I said.
How many times? Let me tell you something. How many times before it happened did we say that they should be a multi-master story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said Missy should be with another, right? Yeah. We said that many times. Yes. How many times did we say that, you know, and we got the doctor and everybody, oh, the doctor should be. Come on. We said, I got to tell you, we said on our cast that David Bradley looked exactly like William Hart. Then all of a sudden, everything went freaking crazy on the internet. And they said, oh, yeah, that's right. And then, boom, they hired him for Veteran Space and Time.
Yeah, because Capaldi said, you know, you have David Bradley. That's what he said. I think he undercover watched this show, too. On the DL, he watched
We love you, Peter Capaldi.
We love you, Peter.
We love you, man.
We love you, man. Represent. Because he's fighting a good fight out there.
Yes.
And that, he said, he's told him at a convention, he said, hey, you do have David Bradley out there, who looks like William Hartnell. And kudos to him, because he has actually wound up General Coleman, because they was at a convention together. I don't know if I told y'all this. And they was one up each other. And that's, oh yeah, I did, because that was where the picture of him and Bradley together, dressed as the first Doctor, that was the picture that they used to start something with, and I forgot what that. They not claiming it as his. They actually claiming it as theirs on the internet. Shame on y'all, because y'all damn idiots. But anyway, they was at AwesomeCon, and they just got into the like general things that these two do. This has been going on the whole weekend, because I worked at Fan Expo, and this type of banner they was doing was going on the whole weekend. So they got to AwesomeCon, and then apparently they got on the subject that she said to him, well, I have worked it with the first Doctor, trying to one up him. He said, no, look, I actually have been with the first Doctor.
Right.
He shows the picture, and then, you know, that's where you see the picture of him and Bradley together, and like, oh goodness, and all of that. So he actually has one up her even further, because she actually been in an episode with the first Doctor.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I said before, and I don't know why he didn't do it, but I said, you know, Mark Gatiss' greatest thing ever was in Veteran Space and Time, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to believe that you could do the greatest thing in the world for Doctor Who and the worst thing in the world at the same time with Sleep No More, right?
Oh, Sleep
but
No More.
I said many a times, do you realize you could have made an adventure in space and time like every year? And you could have did Patrick Troughton.
Yeah.
And then you could have did John Pertwee's son as John Pert. I mean, and then you could have got the guy to be Tom Baker, and I mean that would have been amazing.
Yes. And you could also do like the Sixth Doctor one too, which would probably have been high ratings, because it would reveal a lot of stuff that was going on.
It'd be amazing. But they wouldn't do anything with it. BBC would be too negative, probably. But I could see they could do stuff to people that passed away, like Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee. But you know. But still, Mark Gatiss should have done an Adventure in Space and Time 2 and 3.
He should have.
And he still should do it to this day, honestly.
Yes.
But, I mean, I'm just going to say this, and this is a running joke, but, you know, we could just chop Sleeping No More into a paradox thing.
Yeah. Blame it on the paradox.
Blame it on the paradox, because that's exactly what's happening with that. I was not thrilled, because I was so excited when...
And you saw that Capaldi was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I don't even know what's happening, like, whatever. And then, first of all, you had people that didn't know what a TARDIS was pushing him in the blue box in the TARDIS. Like, meaning, like, that was incomplete. Like, that was like, you know, that was the thing we heard rumors and walked off set.
Yeah.
They didn't finish.
Well.
And it was just, because it never ended like that, where he's like, I don't know what's happening. And then
I know you talked about this, and I know you told me that. Was it Capaldi that walked off set?
From what I understand, it took a day to film.
Right.
And I guess, because we've seen it in interviews where Mark Gatiss was not ready, and Mark Gatiss was being late with the script, and then finally had to do it. But there was like something where, I don't know if something was not right or whatever, and then you saw like there was a little thing with him and Mark Gatiss, and then Mark Gatiss didn't talk about it directly, but did some talked in code.
Yeah.
And then we heard stuff all over the place but first of all, it shows, because Why would the doctor say, I don't know what's happening, waving his hands? And then he's got to be the one to fly the TARDIS. So how did they close the door and the TARDIS dematerializes without him even touching a lever?
Yeah. That is true, yeah. I was like,
I mean, the TARDIS doesn't fly itself unless... No. So come on now.
Yeah.
But...
Man, I just say that's a trial by fire episode, because that should have been done a different way than what it was aired. They don't know the definition of found footage, apparently. No. Found footage is something you find on a...
And what was the whole plot of if Clara went in that thing, she becomes like with Mr. Sandman and Mr. Sandman. But what did that do to her?
I have no...
Set up some sort of ocular device so we could see through her freaking eyes? I mean...
Sleeping Beauty, probably?
Yeah.
What they should have did was, they should have did, like, she was somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And it made, like, a Clara. And that's the one that faced the Raven. Mm-hmm. And that she's there, and she's the one that stops the guy from taking over the world. Mm-hmm. Because technically, if they don't resolve that, I mean, they might do it off camera, that the doctor stopped him, but he would be taking over everything. So, maybe Clara's left behind.
Oh, jeez.
You know.
That would have been a good tale for, that would have been a good title if they had utilized that plot line, Left Behind, which you didn't understand until later on.
See, I would do a plot, right? And again, when you're doing a script for Doctor Who, and a lot of things, sometimes I've seen old movies and shows and everything, and they fall into this trap, right?
Yeah.
There's these stupid rules, like you can't do this, why not? First of all, the universe doesn't know, like, that's a set doctor, like 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So why don't she come across a situation where Jodie Whittaker's doctor is going to, like I said the other night, a couple nights ago, she's helping Unit out, they uncover the nethersphere, she cracks it open, and out pops out Clara and Danny Pink. But this is integral to the season now. I'm not saying series 11.
Yeah.
The thing would be is that she didn't know that Clara and Danny Pink were in there. She was looking for something else. So then when she has to face Clara and Danny Pink, it's like she has to admit, I wasn't looking for you. So then after they go part ways, right, and Clara has a life with Danny Pink, because that's what's going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. The doctor starts reflecting, like Jodie Whittaker's doctor. She's like, how many times did I miss something? I'm not as perfect as I think I am. What if there's all these other stuff that I missed in each incarnation?
Mm-hmm.
So then she starts reflecting like...
Oh, so she goes try to fix stuff.
Yeah. So not that she tries to fix stuff, but she's like, why do I believe the Time Lord's about Perry?
Oh, yes, you need to fix that.
And then boom, right?
You need to fix that one,
But this is what I'm saying. Why don't I help out Donna Noble? She's got regeneration energy in her. Am I insane? Am I insane that I left her like that?
That's terrible how they left her, though. That's not right at all.
So, like, there's things in her head that she's like, but if I don't fix this, things would get worse and we'll catch up, like the ponds, right?
Yeah.
She'll have it in her head, wait a minute. The ponds can't be in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Because Amy, besides filled with the time energy of the TARDIS, like the radiation and Rory, right? Amy's filled with the energy from the cracks, where she has multiple memories of multiple universes that happen, right?
Yeah.
If the angels sent them back, that would be a damn effing paradox. Because they have to be in the present, right?
Yeah.
So what you would do as a storyline, you would explain that the reason why the doctor, like to explain why the doctor left the angel in New York or wherever, in the cemetery, wherever that was, right? Which was a cemetery in New York, I believe.
Yeah, it was a cemetery.
So to explain that, the angels kind of killed themselves because they created a thing where they were losing energy by the ponds being there.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't zap someone forward in time. So that would be a thing where things will start falling apart. Because here's the thing, like just like when you zap, like the angels would zap someone young, and then all their time energy would be in the past and they would gain energy. What if a weeping angel made a mistake and zapped an old person in the past.
Oh,
the reverse would happen, I would think. And the weeping angels would start to die because now you gave them energy in a way. It's like reversal.
Or better yet, how about this? They somehow do a silence. And somehow that mixture of the silence and that energy, and that is what's screwing things up.
But the thing with the ponds, though, he says, like, oh, I can't see the ponds, right? That's baloney, because you're saying that if anybody's touched by an angel, they have to stay in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, David Tennant didn't stay in the past with Doctor, 10th Doctor, with Martha. Exactly. He didn't say, Martha, you got to stay here now. No. He said, screw the rules. Now, did you see the weeping angels hunting Martha Jones all throughout time? No. So why would they hunt Rory and Amy, but not Martha Jones?
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that when River had that journal from a madman explaining the weeping angels, that journal was from freaking Rory Williams.
Yeah.
Writing it out because he had to have something to do for 3,000 years waiting for Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. No, actually, no, wait. Did he even encounter weeping angels then? No, he didn't. But, no, can't do that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, oh, well. That would have been interesting anyway.
Yeah,
well, no, wait. When it comes time travel, it's irrelevant anyway because it's a future, whatever, it's in the future, so it could be a journal from Rory anyway. Yeah. After he was zapped in the past with Amy in New York, and he left the journal, and then River has it.
Yep.
Or it could be something from Amy. Or
I just fixed my mistake. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't know why. I mean,
You could explain that Rory was a Time Lord too. That that he was a different. He was a different breed of Time Lord. It could be that he was the Master's kid, because you could explain that what happens when you have a Time Lord and then a human together. Then the regeneration energy is different. That he just doesn't change.
But then you have to explain how he is in the series, though.
But how many times did they do some weird stuff with Rory? Where, like, Rory, if you touch that, your hand will burn off in acid. And he's like, I'm more than human. And remember, he touched the friggin' thing? You're like, what the hell is that? No, he wasn't an Auton then.
Wait,
no,
what?
This was the Ganger episode.
Oh.
Remember that? Wow.
I just think he was the side part. I mean, Doctor Who version of Kenny.
I think that there was because even the silence said, "You die and you die and you'll die again." I mean, they know he keeps coming back to life.
So if he is that and he gets sent back in time, wouldn't he be able to defeat the angels himself? If he had that?
Here's the thing. I know they were saying it was the radiation energy or something that made the Time Lord. I still say that no. They got it wrong. Rory was always a Time Lord. Like, they just, maybe, we don't know why he's a Time Lord. Maybe that's why the badge was with the wrong year on it. He traveled and he got his degree in a different time period, and then he's in there and he's still the same age. Because didn't they say Rory was adopted?
Yeah.
So Lucy Saxon gives up the baby and then she gets committed. It's like, but no, we don't,
He could be an offspring of Susan. Because we don't actually know what happened with Susan. Susan couldn't have had one of the kids.
So that would be weird because then he has a kid and it's River and it's now.
Yeah, well.
No, we don't do that.
Because they already did something with that in one of the big Finnish.
You know what I would do? I would do a joke. If you were ever going to do like a thing like Curse of the Fatal Death, and then they were going to get like those specials where they get the actors back.
Yeah.
I would show the scene from 11th Hour.
Yeah.
When he uses the thing and he messes up the red telephone booth. And then I would show a scene afterwards where Missy's cursing and screaming like, "You destroyed my TARDIS! Now I can't travel, you son of a..." And then like someone's telling me, "You can't interact with him." "Oh, don't give me that! He wrecked my TARDIS!" I know I can't encounter that doctor, but it's like,
That's the thing. We can't actually say that wouldn't work because we don't know how their society is. We've never been on that planet long enough to know what their culture is. We can just only assume. So, I mean, here's the thing. If you can put Seth in the final episode, And it's normal?
Which one?
Subsess. Subsess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that was in the Dr. Falls. That scene with Sims Master and Gomez Master. So if you can do that, that means, see, that's the thing. We don't know how that society works, how Gallifrey functions as a planet. We can only, because we have a limited view of it. We only saw this through the Doctor's eyes.
Yeah.
Like we don't even know what type of yearly rotation they have. We only know the precise correlation of it and what planets are around it. But
there was more days in the year for Gallifrey.
Yeah.
Than 365. It was like 1,000 or something. That's why when he said that, what they were trying to say in the classic series, when he was saying all these ages, and then when you got a later Doctor, like say he was younger than the other Doctor, like one was using the Gallifreyan measurement of time,
right,
and the other one was using Earth measurement of time. And that's why it was always different, hundreds of years off, but they didn't like elaborate about it.
But we also don't know if Susan was born from the loom.
Was born from the womb?
The loom.
What's the loom?
The loom is a thing. It's a birthing mechanism because I'm gonna have to.
Oh.
Yeah, something happened that they cannot produce children the normal way no more.
But that's not canon. That's only in Big Finish.
Is that big? What?
That's not canon. No, I don't think that's canon.
From my understanding, from the way they had it set up by the original series, is that Susan was the only family member survived after a coup done by the Master. And then after he'd grown tired of the dull lifestyle, that's when he and Susan had left, traveled about, then landed in Earth, and yada yada.
No, it wasn't that. You want to know why? Because the first Doctor had no idea who the hell the Master was.
I know.
No idea in the 5 Doctors.
But that's the way that
had no clue who he was. So it couldn't have been. It would have probably had to be that the Master went off doing these things when they were really young.
Because they said there was a coup that created and that happened on Gallifrey, and
I don't think it had anything to do with Master. I think it had to do with the Time Lords doing weird shit, and I think because he hasn't seen the Master in hundreds of years, because that's why the first Doctor didn't know who the hell the Master was in the 5 Doctors. He just didn't, maybe he didn't even choose his name, the Master, then. So.
I'm trying to get to no, this ain't Virgin, so I don't know if this is canon or not. It came from a book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, the only thing is, if I don't see it on the episodes, I don't consider it canon. Because that's what they said, too, because they did stuff to contradict stuff. Like Human Nature, when they did David Tennant's thing, that's from a 7th Doctor story, right?
Oh, yeah,
yeah. So, like,
it is.
So that cancels out. And same thing like the 8th Doctor with Shada, that's canceled out, too. So, like, they consider Shada actually an episode, even though it wasn't finished, it's considered finished now, so they put it in the thing. So are they counting
the book series, the Virgin books and all of them non-canon?
The only ones
that'd be kind of wrong if they did.
The books that are done by the writers that did the episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Count.
Okay.
Russell T. Davies doing Rose, like adding extra stuff in there and then doing stuff about Harry Jones Prime Minister at Journey's End. Mm-hmm. That's canon. But like someone else doing an episode, like say someone is doing a story and the person died that wrote it, that's not canon.
All right, well, then, okay.
Because it never could be canon, because if the person was alive, he may not want that. Or she, whatever. Right. Because again, according to Big Finish and all that stuff, Romana was Lord President of Gallifrey. Yeah. Now, according to Doctor Who, that was never established. In fact,
he had left in the
Russell T. Davies had it his way that I guess at some point in time she is Lady Christina del Souza, because that's what they were going to do. Because we don't know what the hell happened since she was with the Warwick, the Gates, the whatever the hell it was. What?
They're called Tharls.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, like, what happened with Romana and her giving them Time Lord technology.
Yeah.
If that didn't blow up in her face with the Time Lords and everything.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing with Doctor Who. You don't find out what happened to past companions at all. You just assume.
Right. And we've seen that many Time Lords took their TARDISes. It did happen. And they took off. Mm-hmm. And they traveled outside the universe where House ate them or whatever. So, you know, they were going into the void. They were going outside the void. They were going whatever way they can get to another universe. Mm-hmm. So you don't know if anybody survived.
Yeah.
Right. So just like you had factions of the Daleks that didn't know that the Daleks were around, like the Cult of Skaro and, you know, this one and that one, right? And then Davros is alive also now and everything. So you have factions of Time Lords.
That question.
Because we had the Shibogans at one time in
and that guy that was fixing the TARDIS?
Yeah.
That he just let the mechanic fix the TARDIS?
Yeah.
I thought that we're making that guy Drax, which was the Doctor's friend that was a mechanic in, like, he was going around the galaxy fixing things.
Yeah.
But they didn't allude to that, you know.
Somebody don't try to ship them to. That was just wrong.
What?
They try to ship them. He
could have been a companion, though. He should have been.
He could have been, yeah.
He should have been.
Yep.
You know what the funny thing, though, is, too, like, the way Moffat, like, explains things. He shows the 11th Doctor and Rory fixing the TARDIS. Mm-hmm. But then Capaldi never fixes the TARDIS. Like, Missy's fixing the TARDIS. This guy's fixing the TARDIS. Capaldi just don't get fixed the TARDIS. Like, what is that about? He forgot? I mean, like, what is that? Like, he don't know what he's doing? Like, what?
I did find it weird that he never put his hands on the TARDIS.
He broke the TARDIS. He punched the shit out of the TARDIS. He smashed it. He yelled it. He screamed at it.
Oh, yeah, he really did.
The TARDIS did not like that.
No.
Let me tell you. The TARDIS is chirping at him, and he's like, you know, I'm not regenerating. Screw you. It's like, oh.
So, we're gonna play this game now.
The TARDIS, Peter Capaldi was not, if the TARDIS became human again, he was not kissing that TARDIS. Like Peter Capaldi. Just take me where I gotta go. And it would be like, get back in there. You know, it's like, Matt Smith's all like, you know, like,
oh God,
all in that.
Yeah, that thing for that TARDIS, God, Jesus.
That's because he gave up love, and he's just that's it. He want to have no relationships, but then River. But then Clara came into his life, and he got all screwed up.
Oh yeah,
because he fell head over heels for Clara. My Clara, my Clara. Oh yeah, you're Clara, all right. But they had chemistry, I gotta tell you. They definitely had chemistry.
Yo, they did.
And she was really upset when he left.
Who, Matt Smith?
Jenna was really upset when Matt Smith left, yeah.
Yeah, they worked it better together.
I thought they were better than her with Capaldi, but then they got chemistry too, though. They got.
Yeah, it was long. I mean, it had to be built up with them, but yeah, they did.
But they just had it. Like when you saw Snowman, it was like, oh man.
Yeah.
They were just bouncing off each other like perfect.
That's the thing. They should have stick with the Victorian version of Clara.
Oh yeah.
That would have made more sense for him to take her along instead of having her die, because that just like. I think she worked.
Let me ask you a question. What was that energy thing in the air? That when Strax was doing that thing, there was that energy ball. Was that from his device?
It might have been.
Because then when she died, the thing faded away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? You know.
That. I don't.
I gotta tell you, that's one of my favorite Christmas things of all time.
Oh, the snowman.
Because that is a shocking scene. Like that whole with that chemistry with them and her. Him and her, which is perfect. I love it. Yeah. But I also love Vastra too, man. She was like, you saw that she was a companion with him for a while.
Yes, Vastra.
The hell?
Vastra would have been, I mean, I would have loved more Vastra than anything, you know?
If you did Big Finish with Matt Smith, you would do it with Vastra was the companion for like years. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. And then, you know, that was more stories for them because you could do a lot of stories with him and Baxter together.
Like, they were so much companions that it was regular thing. Like, there was no romance. There was no nothing. It was just like she knew the TARDIS like around like it was her kitchen.
It was like the doctor.
Like, you know, like her house. Like, she just was comfortable.
Here's the thing. I love relationships where it's just buddies. Like him and Donna Noble, him and Vastra, him and Bill. I do not like the type of companions that fall in love just like this. That just takes away from me. I mean, if I want to watch, honestly, if I wanted to watch a show about love and people getting it on, I could turn to True Blood or Game of Thrones, to be honest with you. I came here for a buddy situation.
Yes, same here.
I do not want that in my TARDIS. Okay, I don't want to see you.
But once you had it, you had it. I mean, it was hard to like. I mean, you saw the chemistry with Clara and the 11. You're like, oh, they're gonna hook up. They have to. Like, it's inevitable. It's like, but then it got really weird. Like, Moffat is just really weird about that because he's like, the doctor, the woman he loves saves the doctor, but then his ex-wife is there and like the spirit. I'm like, how fucking awful.
That just makes me feel
and then you have Amy, who he was attracted to too.
Oh,
so I'm like,
I don't think he was attracted to her. I think she was attracted to him because he was like not really want to kiss her and everything. Well, I mean, maybe no. You know what? You're right. He was.
He was attracted to her.
He was. He was just
So
the whole River thing got in the way.
River should have been one. Honestly, I love Alice Kingston. She's a fantastic
She shouldn't have been the daughter.
But she should have not been the daughter. She should have been something else because that just takes away from whatever they was trying to do with her. Because I actually liked her. I liked it, River. But then they tried to make her be like, oh, she is the wife of the daughter, without explaining what happened to the original wife or anything like that. Like, he just forgot about her and then got up with this other woman and married her. I'm like, are y'all trying to really do soap opera crap?
And the crib was not his crib. It was his kid's crib.
Yeah, exactly.
His kid's crib.
Yeah.
Not his crib. His kid's crib. So
you haven't explained what happened to his kids or what happened to any.
Was it kid or kids? He had one kid, right?
I thought it was kids.
No, he had one kid.
He had one kid? Okay.
See, the way I got it from Missy, why would he buy her daughter like this crest thing, right? This necklace thing? Unless the houses were joining. Like, meaning the doctor's son was marrying the master's daughter.
Yeah.
And then they had a kid. Which was Susan. And the doctor's grandfather was the master and the doctor. So she would call the master grandfather just like she would call the doctor grandfather.
Exactly.
Because you always have two grandfathers and two grandmothers from both sides of the family. You know? That's the way it's supposed to be. So that would be the shocking thing, that if you ever had Carol Ann Ford with Capaldi, and if you had John Sim, let's just say like that, she'd be like grandfather, and then she'd be like grandfather. And it would be like, that would be the weirdest thing because the master would not go against his blood, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, he would kill himself, but I don't think he would kill his kids or nothing like that.
No. But here's my thing. Is it safe to say that the doctor had descendants on her because of Susan? Because we don't know exactly what happened to her. So could she possibly have descendants?
I think that just crack that open, baby. Just eat it and crack it open.
Try to do.
Crack that shit open. It's snack time, man.
snack accessories.
We're ready? We're good? No. It's fine. I'm out. Listen.
Yeah.
Just say like time. This is the new thing. Time out. And just get it open, and then we'll go. No.
It just didn't work out.
That's fine. Okay. You know.
That paper is the real MVP tonight. That's a real star.
Was that a K9 I just saw fly through?
I got to tell you, the other night we were doing a cast, and I didn't realize, like, all the sound effects. I'm like, what the hell is when I'm watching the back? It was us because we were watching the dishes. And I was like, in there, and people trying to talk, and I didn't. But sometimes we'll do something, somebody's like, stomping here, someone's washing clothes, someone. I get like the dryer. I'm like, okay. How many loads do we got in there now?
This is a reality show.
Listen, we're home. We're happy. We're doing our stuff. He's eating. It's fine. I'm chilling. So anyway, yes, I think that Wilf was a Time Lord soldier in the Time War. Okay, that he just fled. He used the Chameleon Arch, and he went to Earth. And that's why they're bonded together, because she's a Time Lord already, or a quarter of a Time Lord, Donna Noble.
She has to have something in her.
Right. She's a quarter of a Time Lord, so that's why they were like mates or like brother and sister, even though they're not like related like that, but they were like, because they were the same race.
Mm-hmm.
But same race as in, if he's part human and part Time Lord, then so is she. Which, so I think Wilf was a Time Lord. Because why would the woman that's the Doctor's mother, right?
Well,
Doctor's mother.
Yeah.
Why would she go to just any human there is?
Yes, that's right.
Unless she could only connect with him because he has Time Lord stuff in his head. Projection. Because that's why she's able to talk to him. Because he's Time Lord. And that's why the Time Lord energy, regeneration energy, was drawn to Donna, because she's a Time Lord.
Well, she holding that regeneration energy, and I don't know what's going to happen.
The energy doesn't just go to you and, you're a human. I'm going to, no. It won't go to any human. It won't go to any Cybermen. It will go to a Time Lord. So that's what the whole thing is. That I think that's why, she might be like a quarter of a Time Lord.
Yeah.
Like if the descendant, like I might have skipped a generation with, Sylvia, right? That's the mother, and then whatever.
The mother,
So I might skip her generation, but I always felt that Wilf was a Time Lord. That was the whole point, that they were playing it off like, is he his father? Which he wasn't. If I was your father,
Doctor, so...
No, but it's like, if I was your father, and even the Master would not kill Wilf either. No. Was looking at him like kind of weird, like respect, but not saying anything. Like I felt that the Master knew that he was a Time Lord too. Because you know what? The thing was set for human. Now you could say, why didn't Donna Noble turn? Because, but because she had Time Lord in her for the Meta Crisis, or she was a Time Lord in general. Which, just like Wilfred, I don't think would have turned a phase 2 because he's Time Lord. And then it skipped his daughter, which is Sylvia, then whatever. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's probably like a genetics thing with Sylvia, though, that it skipped her, and then went to the granddaughter.
Right.
Well, the granddaughter. So
that's the thing. Grandfather, meaning Time Lord, the Doctor. Like, it's like the same thing. They were close. And it's like, And that's why that energy thing went to her. Remember that thing from like the Doctor's Runaway
Bride.
The Runaway Bride. All that energy, whatever, went to her, and she didn't die or nothing. It was like, because she's probably special like that. But if they just explained it, it would be nice.
They don't explain nothing in that show.
No. They could have explained the Weeping Angel thing. That the Weeping Angels like did a thing where they, how like the Predator would have like the different lenses of the different spectrums of light. That they made it where the Statue of Liberty Weeping Angel was on a different spectrum of light that you didn't see it. And that's why they were able to walk around,
I respect Legos for that, because they are hard to beat in the Lego game. They really is. Like, you get trapped and they'll hold you there, and then I was playing Capaldi, so every time.
We're going to cut off.
Okay.
So, No, I'm going to try to say what you can say. We've got seconds. I don't know.
I'm just going to stop.
All right. We'll talk about it again. I will create another one. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.